Good evening, 2nd District Democrats. I really wish I could be with you tonight to say thank you. Tim, thank you for your leadership. Everybody that has been involved in the last 7 months of this chaotic new presidency, to say the least. And I wish I was there with you to be able to personally congratulate Jim Waters. Jim, you have been incredibly dedicated to the values and beliefs of the Democratic Party and for all of us as Americans. And thank you for your leadership and what you have done over the years for all of us. This has been an incredible time. The last 7 months, we started right out having to focus on stopping them from taking away health care from millions of people in Michigan as well as across the country, and raising everybody's rates, which is, you know, what would have happened. They think health care is political. We know it's personal. It's about being able to take our children to the doctor, get the care that we need, and make sure our moms and dads can have nursing home care and other care that they need as well. So it's personal for us. And because you made it personal with letters and emails and phone calls and sitting in offices and getting engaged and organizing, we were successful in stopping them. Even though they technically had the votes, we're the fighting 48 as Senate Democrats, but because we did this together, we were successful. We know they're not done. They're going to continue to try to sabotage the current system, so premiums and copays go up, but we're focused on lowering costs, starting with prescription drugs, and increasing health care coverage. And we're looking for every opportunity to work across the aisle to get the votes to do the right thing for you, for all of us in Michigan. Now, let me also say thank you for another win, and that is involving the Great Lakes. You know, when the Trump administration decided that they were going to completely eliminate the funding for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, and we know what that means. Certainly all of you know what that means for us. And then they wanted to eliminate the rural water and sewer programs and all of our conservation programs, working with farmers to stop runoff into the waters. I led an effort, and I'm so glad that you responded, to push back. And so again, if you sent me your favorite Great Lakes story so that we could use on the floor or in social media, if you got engaged, wrote letters, signed petitions, thank you. We were able to put together a bipartisan effort in the House and the Senate. I co-chair the Bipartisan Great Lakes Task Force with Senator Rob Whitmer. Because of all of your efforts again, we were able to successfully beat back the cuts, and we anticipate full funding for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative and the other efforts so important to us. So the bottom line for me as we go forward and focus on jobs and the economy, and I'm leading an effort, we'll have to rewrite a farm bill next year and so many other things, opportunity, education, workforce development. We need to reach out and let others know that when we engage, we can be successful in making democracy work. There's a lot more to do. 2018 is right around the corner, and Lord knows they are aimed at me and certainly want to take back our Michigan seat and put it in the Republican column. I'm grateful you have my back. I've got yours, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Have a great night.
Hi, my name is Rob Davidson. I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 2nd Congressional District. I'm sorry I could not be at the gala tonight. I will definitely make sure I put it on my calendar for next year so that I can be there. I appreciate the 2nd Congressional District Democratic Party for having this gala, and I especially want to thank Tim Smith for his great leadership in the 2nd Congressional District. I think most of you know me by now. I'm an emergency physician, and I originally got into this race because of healthcare and because of interactions I had with our Representative Bill Huizenga at town halls related to healthcare. I don't think I need to go into all of the reasons why I'm running for this race because, again, I think most of you already know that part of my story. I do want to update you on a very recent development that has energized me as a candidate, and I believe it really is going to interject some energy and excitement and professionalism into this campaign. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to introduce you to some members of our campaign team that are there tonight. I recently, just yesterday, returned from Washington, D.C., where I was at a 4-day national candidate training for the Progressive Change Campaign Committee. You can find them at www.boldprogressives.org. It's essentially the Elizabeth Warren wing of American politics. An intensive 4 days of training from 9 a.m. every day until 6 p.m. every day, meeting with other candidates from around the country at every level of government. There were, I believe, 5 of us from Michigan at this training. 300 individuals from around the country came together out of 1,500 who applied and interviewed, and so it was a privilege to be there. The founders of this group basically came to be in 2009 because they were tired of the regular, hardworking folks being left out of the discussion in politics. We had keynote speakers like Elizabeth Warren, Keith Ellison, Brenda Lawrence was there and talked to us from our own state of Michigan. It was an amazing time listening to these inspirational leaders tell us what they were doing and how they were fighting for the everyday person. And then we spent time in breakout sessions learning skills that we will need to have on the stump while being interviewed, learning about finance plans, learning about budgets, learning about the nuts and bolts of campaigns, which again has left me energized and excited about going forward with this campaign. And so I hope to bring the information I've learned from that training to my team and to our campaign. My next step with the Progressive Change Campaign Committee is to try to secure their endorsement and the power of their 1 million followers, 1 million supporters around this country so we can flip this district back to blue. With the rest of my time, I want to introduce you to some people on our campaign team that are there tonight. First is Madonna Kramer. Hopefully Madonna raises her hand at this point. Madonna is our campaign manager. She's a dear friend. She has extensive experience in the nonprofit world and was the Hillary Clinton field organizer for Northern Ottawa County for the general election last year. I believe Madonna brings a level of professionalism and organization that a campaign manager needs, and she certainly has my trust in her vision of how we're going to win this district. Next is Aslan Ibrahim. Oz is our communications director. Oz, in a very short time, has certainly found my voice. He's an amazing wordsmith, an amazing trusted advisor with a long history in this part of Democratic politics, and I'm lucky to have him on board. Next, I want to recognize Michelle Hanks. Michelle Hanks is a definite bean counter, but really one of the nicest people I've ever met. She's our treasurer, she's our compliance officer and record keeper, and there is no one else with whom I would entrust my social security number, my bank account information, and essentially keeping us out of trouble with the FEC. And she filed our first quarterly report successfully, so I'm thrilled that Michelle is working with us. Next is Michelle Chittenden. Her official title on her name tag is Millennial. Michelle does everything. Michelle keeps us on task. She's a social media guru and makes me continue to post and again keeps me on schedule. She's a scheduler. She's really in everything, and without her energy and enthusiasm, this would not be possible. And the final member of our team that's here tonight is Nikki Colleen. Nikki just came on board as a volunteer coordinator. We're training her up on getting our large volunteer base of over 300 people involved in the campaign, with currently collecting petitions and then eventually canvassing door to door and helping me at events. And I'm thrilled that Nikki is with us. And so again, I'm so glad that you guys are all there tonight. I wish I could be there. I'll be there next year. I'm excited when I get back from my travels to get back on the campaign trail and hopefully flip the 2nd District back to blue. Thank you.
Hey friends, Abdul here. I'm so sorry that I couldn't join you today, but I love what you're doing. What you guys are doing is coming together to stand up for a future that is more equitable, more just, and more sustainable than the one that we have in front of us. And that's because you're coming together to promote grassroots funding for candidates who can fight the fights for us. We need to make sure that we do not concede any single election in the state of Michigan. That means making sure that we can put money behind our candidates who are strong, who hold our vision for a future, can go out there and tell the good word about a future that can look a lot brighter than the one that it seems like we're bound to today. So I wish I could be there with you. I'm thankful for the work that you're doing. Please do get out there and support these candidates because they want to make a difference and they can only do it together. Thanks.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much to the committee for letting me submit a video. I wish that I could be there. I jumped in this race 6 months ago, and it has been a whirlwind of activity. I've been to over half of the counties in the 2nd Congressional. I'm going to be spending a lot of time there because I think one of the most important lessons from this last election is that we can't take any community for granted. I know people look at West Michigan and wonder, is there an organization? Are there votes there? And I know there is because I've been there and I will continue to be there. And I know the work that you're doing and how important it is. As I travel our state, I have been to 30 out of the 83 counties, and I can tell you that energy around the state is exciting. People are engaged, whether it is frustration or anxiety or fear about what's happening in Washington, D.C. that's motivating people to come out, they are. Because you know what I think? People in Michigan want to be able to hug their child in the morning and send them off to school and know they're getting the skills they need to be successful. You want to know that if you're willing to work, every one of us has got a path to a better job, a better life, to raise up our families and to retire in this state with dignity. And they want to know at the end of the day, our leaders at the Capitol are looking out for us, the people, not those that bankroll their campaigns, not their buddies, but they are accountable to us. That's what this election is all about. I really think one of the lessons of 2016 is we need to engage, we need to listen, and we need to build a platform together. So I want to thank you for the work that you're doing to hold people accountable, to protect our water, to fight for our health care. It's a right, and we need to work on that. I'm proud to say that I helped negotiate Medicaid expansion in Michigan, that we've got 630,000 Michiganders covered now that weren't before. But we've got to protect that, and we've got to do better. So the stakes are high, the work is enormous, but I know that with you and with me and with people across the state who see the world the same way we do, that we're going to be successful in 2018, and we're going to start to set the agenda in Michigan and make this truly our Michigan, a place where every kid has an opportunity to thrive, where every Michigander has a path to a better job, and at the end of the day, we know our leaders in Lansing are looking out for us. Thank you for letting me be a part of your night. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.